What is up, guys? I got another recap coming to you. This one from another random matchup we had with a clan called Hispania Unida, which I think roughly translate to Hispanics make very good food. Don't quote me on that, but that's just my guess. As you can see, it really did just come down to us getting more triples. They had a few triples down low, but I don't know if they had any up top at all. And yeah, I mean, there's a bit of a 2-star clan, but it was still a good war for us. As you see, we did clear the Town Hall 9s, and actually cleared most of the Town Hall 10s. Just left 1, 2, 3. And then we didn't actually even go for the Town Hall 11s because we wanted more triple practice down on Town Hall 10s, but still a fun time for all. But gonna go ahead and start the recap here, starting off with a Town Hall 11 triple, which is something that we often don't see at Red and Omega, but you know, we've been working on it, and yeah, here we have Sorak going in. So Sorak is gonna do a little queen walk GoVaHo right here, and he's just gonna start his queen walk over there on the northeast side, and he's gonna put the warden on her. And the reason he's gonna do that is because he wants her to go inside and take out the eagle. So he wants that ability from the warden to ensure that his queen is going to take that down, instead of doing what is often done, which is putting it on the valks. Sorry. So he does send in the hogs, trying to get the lure right there. Unfortunately, he doesn't get it with the first one, but the second one does get it. I'll go and fast forward it through the CC kill right here. And then once everything is moving down, he does activate the eagle right there when he drops that rage down after, because he had to send in those 2 hogs. But as you can see, it doesn't really matter, as the queen is going to take out the eagle pretty easily here. And once it's going down, going to send in his kings and his valks, and they're just going to sort of converge on that gold mine right there. Well, they don't, but it's okay. They all do get in, and you're going to see they're going to kind of all go to the north, and that's going to be kind of good because it's going to keep them all together. So they're all together here, and they're just going to path all to the core, as his hogs are going to come streaking through from that west side. The healers are going to go over to the valks, which is actually a good thing because there's really nothing that the queen can shoot. If she had gone back to the south, the healers would have stayed on her, and that probably would have been fine as well, don't get me wrong. Drops that freeze down, and that's going to cover an Inferno Tower and 2 Teslas, so pretty high value freeze right there, as his queen is going to be able to reach a lot of stuff here from the middle. Valks are going back around outside, have the king and a couple hogs as well that are going to be streaking around this outside defensive ring down here on the southwest, and everything is just going to sort of meet up back there on the southeast. And yeah, very nice tag. Doesn't pop the queen ability, which is really my biggest complaint with this raid, because that would have been like a 40 minutes or something like that off his queen regeneration time, so that would have been really nice for farming. Next, who is next? Next tag we have me. Just in case you aren't completely tired of these mass Valk attacks from me and Draven, I guess. Gonna start here up on the northwest side. I should also mention this is a phone raid. I didn't really give that much attention to this war, so I was out at Publix. I was getting groceries, and I was like, oh gosh, there's only 3 hours left in war. Let's go and get this first attack in. So I'm sitting there in my car, about to go in and into the store. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get this raid in. So I drop everything down, queen going up, do have that wizard, and that's able to save her ability, which is pretty fortunate. And she is going to come around. I do go and drop the rage just because she's going to have this expo on her right here. And moving nicely though, moving nicely around here. King going to go down, making the funnel. I wanted him to go north. Unfortunately, he went south first, and so he does lose a little bit more health than I really wanted, but all the Valks are going inside. You can see the rage is causing them to rip through, getting that queen down, and then I'm going to have a jump out the backside. You'll see, though, they actually don't go exactly like I wanted. I kind of wanted them to go all the way down to the south first, but they do go up north and hit that, and that's because I missed my jump a little bit. But that enables me to get my heal down as well. So I have that heal down covering all the Valks that are stuck on the wall, so they're pretty much full health at this point. Just coming back around now, basically helping the queen out, or maybe the queen is helping them, I don't know. But they're just going to come all the way back around to the south. A couple more little Valks down there on the south as well, doing their own thing as they do continue to work through the base. Healers kind of swapped here between the queen and the Valks as everything is being completely healed back up. Queen going to be able to take down these last defenses as the Valks are able to do their own thing, cleaning up the rest of this base. So pretty cool attack, showing how powerful Mass Valk is. Next attack, we're going to come down to number 8. For another Mass Valk here by Draven. And I also skipped Variabilistic. Variabilistic had a triple as well that I skipped. But Draven's going to come down And he's going to do same sort of thing, mass Valk. Queen's going to walk inside, actually does bust her in, and that's going to get the CC on her. So the CC is going to pull over to her, and once she's doing her thing down there, just basically going to send in all the Valks into this little moat. And as you can see, this little gap right here by the Queen is just going to basically ensure that they all go into the core, right? So he's going to take advantage of that by the way he sends his Valks in. So once the enemy Queen is down, CC coming out, Poison was very nice to be able to cover the Queen and the CC. It's going to go down really easily here. Once it's all taken care of, going to send in the Valks from his CC and all the Valks from his pocket as well. Doesn't even need a jump, like I mentioned. He's pretty certain they're going to go in there, so just lets them do it. Gets that rage down. They're moving through the core. Some of them do sort of go north, which you didn't necessarily want, but that heal and the rage are going to cover pretty much all his Valks right here. Unfortunately, a lot of them do bust through this wall right here. Which didn't really help him through the core, so he almost did lose all his Valks up here in that little high DPS region. Fortunately, his king ability is just enough with those hogs that trips the giant bomb, of course, but those hogs coming in to be able to get down the last bit of this base up here in the north. So because he was able to get that down, nothing really had to path back up that way. A little bit of cleanup down south as those Valks that went through the wall just kind of, you know, do their own thing and go through a bunch of walls, but still, very nice attack there to Draven. Next attack, we're going to skip Draven's other attack and Mr. T's attack and watch GSWarriorMike, Galaxy, or Golden State Warrior. Yeah, the Galaxy State Warrior Mike here. Rip. Did y'all see that ludicrous display last night? So GSWarriorMike is going to start his Queen down here, kind of actually similar to my attack, honestly, in her pathing. Just going to start her down. You can see that he is going to lose his healers eventually to the wizard towers once they come around the corner because the Queen's not going to be able to reach those. Oops, he's being on 4x. But that's going to end up being okay for him, as actually the healers are going to go to his Valks and only get a couple shots from the wizard tower. But you'll see she's coming around right here. CC's going down. Just going to make a cheap little funnel right there, sitting in a golem and a giant. As he has wizards making the funnel, then all the Valks are going in. Goes ahead and gets that jump down on the inside and the back side, freezes the Expo and Cannon and Inferno Tower. Oh god, I'm on 4x. As everything is pathing through the base really easily right here. And as you saw, the healers did go over to his Valks to be able to take those down, or be able to heal those back up. And just look, just an absolute flood of hogs just pathing around the rest of this base as he was able to get the support over there on the east side with his hogs. So pretty cool attack here from GSWarriorMike. And man, GoVaHo OP. As well as the Galaxy State Warriors. The Galaxy State Warriors are also OP. RIP! So, next attack, we're going to come down to the Town Hall 9s, where we have Opotamus. And Opotamus is going to do a Penta LaLoon, a zapquake Penta LaLoon. On a 9.5, I should mention. So he's just going to get the zapquake down, and he's going to be able to take out an air defense and the Queen. Almost doesn't get the Queen, a little bit late on that zapquake, but ends up working out. And as you see, by taking out that air defense, really the big thing that he did was he also cut the pathing for the loons. So you see, none of his loons are going to go up north right now, so they're so they're all just going to continue to go around clockwise around this base. It does have 2 haste. We knew that there was a hound loon in the CC, so don't even have to worry about that at all, as everything is going to path around really nicely, just kind of following the lava hounds around right here, and sending in more loons on all these exposed exterior point defenses. Plenty of pups going there on the east side for cleanup, as he's going to drop down his heroes for cleanup, which is hilarious. And the rest of the loons and lava hounds are working through that north side. Some of the lava hounds are going to pop right here in the middle. I think they might actually all pop before, well, I guess they're going to stay alive. But the loons are going to be able to converge on this wizard tower right here to be able to take it out, as well as these last 2 archer towers. As the Queen is doing her thing, King is getting the rest of this cleanup, and everything, all the loons and the pups are going to go to the core to be able to take down the last of these buildings. But still, a very nice attack here to Opotamus, who I often call Opotamus. Apparently I can't read. Next attack, going to 16. This was actually a fresh triple on a 9.5 here by Wiggum, doing what he does best, just a little GoVaHo. And he's going to drop the golems over there on the southwest side, just take his time, making that funnel, getting everything made. Did have a wall breaker fail, but fortunately with a giant funnel like that, the Valks are going to be able to go in and rip through the wall on their own. So as you see, Valks go through, and one thing he did right there, if you didn't notice, he actually just sent in 1 Valk to test, make sure it actually was going to the wall, and once it was going in, sent in the rest of the Valks. Little sprinkle hog right there on the west side on that archer tower, So a very good job of taking advantage of tanking, as all the rest of his hogs are going to come in up here on the north side, just working their way around. Does get that heal down to cover the high HP Expo and the high DPS from the Wizard Tower. Well, relatively high in a group anyway, as the other ones are pathing around. Does have one more heal for them, so going to be able to cover right after these Teslas to get the hogs healed back up, going into this last Archer Tower, or Wizard Tower rather, and potential double giant bomb spot. But looks like he got pretty lucky with that single trip, actually, if it was a double there. But they're going to path around. It was a double, yeah. They're going to path around, be able to take out the last of these defenses. Enemy King is going to go down right after, as he does have plenty of cleanup working around. A little bit late, actually, on the west side with that Wizard. I would have gotten that down pretty much right after my Sprinkle Hogs, to be honest. But it didn't really matter. It's going to be able to clean up the rest of that side, as his Hogs and Queen are working around on the east side to be able to take down the rest of this base with relative ease. Just a flood of Hogs. So very nice attack there to Wiggum. For our next attack, we're going to come down to 18. Actually, so this attack was inspired by another one, so I'm going to show that first one first. And it's a pretty cool attack. It's very reminiscent of a max attack. I guess it really is a max attack, but he actually brings some Valks in. So instead of bringing 2 Golems on a max attack, he just brings some Valks and one other Golem. And then, he has less loons because of that, but he's going through such a big, high-value core right here, getting 3 air defenses down, that it's going to be worth it, right? And he's going to have the healers as well on his Queen to be able to take down this little Queen compartment, and then you can see she can reach the Sweeper, the Archer Tower, and get quite a lot of value out of that. Does have a Hound come out of the CC, and does have 2-point defense on it, which is not great. But he's going to be able to poison her, and the Valks are all going down there from the southwest. Like I mentioned, just one Golem and his Valks going in. Does go and pop that Rage on the Queen, which I think he probably wanted to save for the Valks, but it ends up being okay, as the Valk's going to rip through that Wizard Tower and continue working to the middle. Does still have his King ability right here, so he's going to pop that going into that core to be able to take down these 2 Sweepers and the air defense as well. These Loons are going to come in, starting over here on the east side. He didn't see that Tesla farm in time, but ends up working out to where they're all going to end on the Tesla farm, which can be a good thing, rather, if there's a Lava Hound that didn't pop. In this case, he only brought 1 Lava Hound, which is kind of risky, because if there's a double Seeker on that air defense, it'll go down really quickly. But as you can see, he just has plenty of Loons that are going to work down to this Tesla farm, and they do have to go back over to that Archer Tower, but that's the only real threat over there other than traps. So the King and the Pups and the little Wizards right here are doing their thing on the west side, as the Loons, and actually the Queen comes over there as well, comes over to the east side to be able to take down the rest of this base. So really cool attack here by Holy Stogie, and it inspired our next attack, which was on 18 by Sepulcher. Oh, we have a Leonidas in our clan. I thought I was on the wrong side of the map for a second. So Sepulcher doing a similar thing. It's basically a max attack LaLoon with 4 Valks. In this case, he doesn't do a Queen Walk because all the air defenses are in the core. So he's just going to do the same sort of thing. Just going to put his Golem down to make the funnel, and he brings a second Golem since he's not bringing the healers. That once the funnel is pretty well made, he's just going to send in his Valks after EQing the core right there. King goes down, Queen goes down, Valks go down. Everything moving in really nicely. Queen just pathing along right behind them, cleaning up whatever they can't reach. Does have a dragon in the CC, which can potentially be bad, but right here, really it helps him that everything is split out, right? So the dragon does go for the Golem, which is very good. The Valks are going to the core on their own. The Golem as well, doing a lot of tanking on this Expo. Does get that rage down for the Valks, and they are going to sort of die right after they take down the Expo. Well, they actually are still doing okay, and that's actually good because it's tanking, right? So it's doing a lot of tanking here for the LaLoon, those more interior point defenses, as he's just going to basically drop Loons on all these exterior point defenses. I probably would have saved the ones on the west side for after the Lava Hounds start pathing around, but as you can see, no more air defenses, so everything is just going to path around really nicely. Did have that one haste for the Loons as well. See that one little pack there in the southwest did die, but really did not matter, as this last Tesla is actually going to pop the... Oh, that doesn't pop the Lava Hound. Didn't really matter though. It's just going to come around really easily here, and the Loons are going to work their way back around, starting in the west, coming clockwise, as the Queen and some Wizards are starting in the east, going counterclockwise. The Wizard drop was a little bad in my opinion because it didn't take down this camp, but it ends up being okay. Just they have the path all the way back around, which is a bit unfortunate and could potentially cost a raid, but luckily here it did not, as they take down the army camp for a very nice triple here from Sepulcher. Next attack, and our last attack, we're going to come down to 33. Oh, so far. Oh. Anvil, you're going to give me carpal tunnel. Where Anvil is doing a little... It's a GoHo, but he has a healer. So he does this a lot, and I've mentioned it before, but what he's sort of doing is a mini queen walk, right? So he's going to just basically drop his queen over there on the southeast side, and actually, unfortunately, she does not go like he wanted to, and she is going to open up and go outside. But he's going to do a little mini queen walk to make half the funnel and get these defenses that are behind walls, right? And that's also typically going to change the route of the golem. So there he goes. The golem's going to come around, and unfortunately, the queen does go back to that mortar. But the golems are coming in right now. And once the golem does redirect, gets his other golem in and a wizard down to make the funnel. Gonna have to pop that queen ability just to get a little more out of her before she dies. The wall breakers are going down. Look at that, 9 wall breakers. Holy crap. So he's going through at least 2 layers of walls here. Yeah, I mean, he'll go through 2 layers. Gonna rage the wall breakers there. I love that. I really do. Look at that. He rages the wall breakers and they almost get through 3 layers. If they had been a little bit quicker, they would have gotten through that other layer as well. Ends up not mattering though, really. He does have a jump as well, as the wizards that are still up are going to help take down the CC. It would have been very nice to have his queen inside to help take that down, but as you see, it doesn't matter. Going to start getting in the hogs going around right here, and just going to take advantage of the fact that these giant bombs can be tripped pretty easily as singles by getting in the path around and ignore the first air defense. So right there, this one's going to trip as a single, and if it's there, well, actually doesn't, because those hogs do path around. So he does make some bacon there, but it ends up not really mattering, as he does have another heal and about 8 hogs, 10 hogs, maybe 12 hogs, I don't know. A lot of hogs still alive right here, pathing through, and just not very good pathing to those potential double giant bomb spots, and he takes advantage of that, right? So hogs are going to split a little bit, take these last defenses down. A little bit late on the cleanup for my taste, but it's okay, as these hogs are going to get all the cleanup on the east side, as his wizards are going to work to get all this cleanup on the west side. And it's going to end up being a very nice triple here from Anvil, utilizing that healer on the golem to get a little more tanking before he starts his main attack, and doing a sort of a mini queen walk, right? So looking at the stats, you can see it really did just come down to us getting more 3 stars than they got 2 stars, because if they had gotten the same amount of 2 stars as us, they would have actually won the war. It's a little known fact. And they did get 7. I think that some of them were on purpose. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah. Let's see. They got one on Fang Fang. Fang Fang is used to getting fresh tripled. He's one of our best base builders, but he obviously isn't good enough to save his base from being fresh tripled. So I don't know. What, take it as you want. But he's also a very good attacker as well. I'm sure you've seen him on these recaps. On our side, we of course did clear the 9s. And just left 3 Town Hall 10s, or 2 Town Hall 10s, 1, 2, yeah, 3 Town Hall 10s, and left those Town Hall 11s 1-starred, but they were attacked by Town Hall 9, so, oh, that was a Town Hall 10. Oh, they were both attacked by Town Hall 10s, but, oh well, still, yeah, we were going for triples at the end, but anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you to my clanmates as well for the great content, and yeah, I got another video coming out here soon, so, peace.